Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alternative Jargon episode number 46. We are into the month of August. We are almost done with the Olympics. If you missed it, which you definitely didn't, a pole vaulter failed one of his heights because he is too well endowed. Simone Biles is doing her thing. A lot of fun stuff happening over there in Paris. And I'll get to this later in the episode, but I can't wait until the summer is over. They say that you shouldn't wish away time. They say don't take anything for granted or, this or that. But I'm going to get to my hatred of summer weather near the end of this episode. But I wanted to address the elephant in the room first. The stock market's way down. Now, the stock market is just fancy gambling. Everyone is losing their mind over this, and unless you own the stock, it doesn't really matter. If you've made money on the stock market, either A, you're insider trading, doing something illegal, or you got lucky. It is not real. The stock market is not real. It is, but it is not. I hate to be that guy, to quote The Wolf of Wall Street, but it is the best example of this. When Matthew McConaughey sits down and does a bump and starts pounding his chest in front of Jordan Belfort in The Wolf of Wall Street, and he says that, hey, basically stocks are fairy dust. He's absolutely correct. It's not real, and nobody knows if it's going to go up or down. It's fugazi, it's fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, just like he said. Which, by the way, I know that The Wolf of Wall Street is, your typical film bro frat boy movie, but take a step back. The movie is amazing. The acting in that movie is phenomenal. The plot is surreal and very entertaining. Tons of drugs, tons of drinking, tons of money, yachts, Lamborghinis, and nudity. What more do you want out of a movie? It is Martin Scorsese. It's actually a good movie, even though it has been fraternized. Is that a word? I don't know. But, the stock market is astrology for men. The stock market is tarot cards that you can buy and then resell. It's crystals that you can buy from billionaires in hopes that they heal you. It doesn't exist. It does not exist. And, it's way easier today because you can just download an app and do it that way. Commission is not as good. Do stockbrokers even still exist? I'm honestly not sure on that one. I was not a finance major in school. I'm not 6'5", I don't have blue eyes, and I don't have a trust fund. So I cannot check off any of those boxes. But I'm going to try my best to seem financially literate in this episode. Let's talk about this point as well. The stock market has been booming basically the entire time that we have been in this, whatever you want to call it, economic recession, surging inflation, so many people living paycheck to paycheck, groceries cost so much money. But while all of this is going on, Wall Street has never been better. It seems like every month, What is the Dow Jones at right now? Right now, the Dow Jones is at 39K. It seems like every other week you see in the news headlines, Dow 35K, Dow 36K, Dow 37, 38, and so on. The stock market has, it's in great shape besides the last little while, and everyone's flipping out now. But the fact that the stock market is in great shape means absolutely nothing for the everyday people of our country and of the world. It absolutely, for the vast majority of people, doesn't mean anything. And unless you're like a Wall Street bets guy or, someone with a stock option in your company, it's doesn't really matter. So I don't know why everyone's kind of pooping their pants on this one so heavy. You had like the CEO of Intel tweeting Bible quotes and stuff the other day, scripture on his Twitter account. all of these people, brace for impact, the stock market's going down. So what? Apple's going to go from a multi-trillionaire company back to just a uno-trillionaire company? I mean, what is this? What are the ramifications of this for me and you? Probably nothing. Probably nothing. I know for myself, in sophomore year of high school, I played it was actually really fun. On marketwatch.com, you can do like simulations. It's basically a fantasy football league, but for the stock market. I believe we were all given like $10,000 to invest in real stocks, like 10,000 fake dollars on this website. And you invest them all into real things. And then at the end of whatever the period is, I think it was like a month-long thing, like a month maybe. Whoever has the most money at the end of that wins, and I think got bonus points or something. I don't want to brag, but in my sophomore year basic level economics class, I won the Market Watch simulation. I think I started with 10 grand and I ended up with like maybe 12 grand. I bought a bunch of these random stocks. Complete luck, by the way. I can't brag because buying those stocks, I might as well have bought scratch-offs. It takes just as much skill to go play the PA lottery as it does to buy a stock on Robinhood and pray. Nobody knows what's going to happen, and it's all a gamble. It is just gambling, but you sound smarter when you talk about it. So I'd say, honestly, instead of gambling, get DraftKings and bet against the Chicago White Sox. That would be a retirement plan at this point. I would probably take somebody more seriously if they popped up on my feed and said, hey, did you know the White Sox have lost 21 straight games? And if you rolled over a $10 bet from day one, fading them every single day, you would have enough money to go to Ibiza right now. That I would take that advice over somebody, pitching their sale to get in on Amazon right now while it's down. That's more realistic. There are real human beings that swing bats and throw baseballs every single day on the Chicago White Sox. But what do I really know about Mr. Bezos? I really, really, really know that the Chicago White Sox are terrible this year. But what do I really know about the ramifications of the new Fallout show that are going to come out, and there's going to be a liberal agenda in it, and Kamala Harris is going to make an appearance on the new season of The Boys, and, Amazon, there's too many strings attached. So give me your sales pitch for the Chicago White Sox. Show me the two starters tonight. What are their ERAs? How's their whip looking? Do they usually win when they're wearing away jerseys on a Tuesday in August? Things like this hold real ramifications that buying stocks to me just don't. Yeah, dude, you should get in on NVIDIA. They just put up new nets outside their corporate headquarters in China so that the hourly guys can't jump out of the buildings anymore. Instead, now just like the janitors and stuff can, because they didn't put the nets on their floor. There's just too much, and it's all shady business. I think we all know that Major League sports, professional sports, are not rigged. At least the four major ones here. It would be way too big of a conspiracy for them to actually be rigged. And it wouldn't be worth it for the leagues if it ever came out that they were rigged. They have no incentive to rig the games. They're going to get just as good ratings and money if they are playing real games as if they aren't. So my point here is that I kind of trust, fielding a team of trash every night and putting my money into their hands, or I guess I'd be putting not my money into their hands, putting my money into whoever they're playing's hands. And I honestly trust that more. I just do. Dude, you should buy Apple right now. I heard Tim Cook just started going keto this month. He's going to be really on his stuff now. You know what I mean? There's too many intricacies. There's too many levels. to corporations of this size. And, you just don't know. You just don't know, actually. You just never know, do you? McDonald's is opening a new restaurant chain that, the soda machines now have double the syrup. Okay. All right. But yeah, it's more viable to bet on sports. It's more viable to see what Pelosi is putting her money into this week and follow the leader that way. That's also a viable thing because, she is breaking the law every day, and I would be too if I was in her shoes. How do you think all of these people in Congress have 8 waterfront properties? Kamala Harris is wearing a $60,000 gold chain to all her rallies. But the salary for a senator is $200K. It doesn't add up until you check their Robinhood account. Or maybe they've been fading the White Sox. They might be one step ahead. Who really knows? But, I always love to see someone start an Instagram account or blog or something about how they're day trading and how they're going to get rich. And the first few weeks or months are glorious. Every day there's a green bar graph on your feed. Every day they're wearing a new watch. They're drinking a more expensive cocktail from Starbucks to start their morning because they are going to catch a big one today. And then one day, the posts start to come out less frequently. The posts are not as frequent as they usually are. And then, you follow a lot of accounts, so you don't really notice if somebody who is not in your main circle of friends stops posting. I know me and my friends post about once every 18 months. But my point is, one day, the drip finally stops. And then you decide, hey, my feed's been kind of cluttered. I'm going to go on a little purge here. You go to your following and you find the section that says, least interacted with. And you go, that's a good place to start. And you stumble across this account and you go, wow, I forgot about that. How's his day trading going? And the last post is from 2022 or from 2021. It's been a couple years at least. They have not been day trading in a couple years. And you just have to wonder, are they still alive? So you go check the obituaries for the last couple years. You don't find them. And you just assume they're still good. You don't call any hotlines or anything. But you can probably connect the dots and figure out that maybe the fish stopped biting the hook at some point, and the only thing they caught from that day on was seaweed. But I really thought they were going to make it big. I really, really thought that they were going to make it big. I almost bought their weekly course. It's, $500 a week to learn how to make money on the stock market. I was this close, but I bought the Andrew Tate Alpha Male course instead. It's unfortunate. It's real unfortunate. You can't have everything. I had to make a tough decision. Do I want to open a Forex account, or do I want to learn how to be a true alpha by trafficking girls in Romania or something? And that's the one I went with because I've always wanted to see Eastern Europe. So, yeah. We're rocking with the double beverage today. Got a pineapple sparkling water. Got a coffee with some French vanilla sugar-free Great Value creamer in it. Could not recommend it anymore to anybody. This stuff is great. It's very good. But, all this being said, I'm not a finance bro. So please don't take any of my advice on this. If you want to buy stock, go buy stock. Go do it. And if you make it big, that's awesome. But I would say, just to preface this, whatever. But if you really, really want to make bucks on the stock market. If you really want to make money on the stock market, get into corporate espionage. Do it illegally, okay? Because none of this stuff is real. So get your hands dirty a little bit and get in there and really manipulate the market. Some things you could do: threaten to kill CFOs and board members of Fortune 500 companies. Mail anthrax to corporate headquarters. Manipulate the market in any way. Have places bombed. Have places blown, wiped off the face of the earth. If there is, hold people for ransom. Look for the most expensive house that is closest to the nearest corporate headquarters. Break in, hold people hostage, hold people for ransom, and tell them that you have shorted their stock and that you need them to sell off a lot of shares and dilute them. Yeah. This next part is just what I have to say now. Sarcasm, joke, satire, not real, fake bombs, fake everything, fake anthrax, fake kidnapping, fake terrorism threats, fake jokes, joke, humor, joke, sarcasm, joke, humor. I'm sorry, I have to do that, or I'll get taken off YouTube, I'll get taken off everything. I really don't need to have terroristic threats on my resume in the job search. Not something I really want. But I absolutely hate muted language and what's the word I'm looking for? Filtered language. Now, this doesn't mean, go say really bad offensive stuff to people, but it means if there's a word you want to say, then say the dang word. And no, I don't mean those types of words. I mean, you go on TikTok and the true crime podcast accounts are sitting in chairs in their podcast studio going, on December 4th, 1994, Jane Doe was unalived in her home after being raped and SA'd by a man. Oh my gosh, say the words. Use English, please. Say the words. A woman was murdered in her home after she was raped and sexually assaulted. Can we talk like human beings? Okay, I know, your video might get flagged. So what? If we just start talking like normal humans again and using words that are real, appropriate words to describe a crime scene, then they're not going to flag all of us because eventually they're going to have no content left to not flag. I'm pretty sure to sign up for a TikTok account, you have to agree that you're age 17 or older. I think that's how it was back when I first made my account. Maybe it's still the same, maybe it's not. But you cannot use, we don't want kids to hear these words. That's not an excuse because you technically have to be old enough to buy the account or to make the account. But what are we doing here? Ava Chris Tyson was recently outed as a PDF file. Someone who likes to groom minors and potentially do more than just spew, harassment words towards them. Call them a pedophile. Oh my gosh, dude. What are we doing in the world today? What are we doing in the world today? Use human language. Use words. Words are appropriate to describe some situations. I don't even like to say, certain words. The word rape, it feels weird coming out of my mouth. I don't even like saying that. Because it's a dirty word. It's disgusting. I don't even like saying, but sometimes you have to say a dirty word to describe something that is dirty as heck. What else am I supposed to say? That's one of the things that really makes me mad. So yeah, hopefully this doesn't get taken off YouTube. I just told you guys to go bomb corporate headquarters and stuff. Obviously, as a joke. But that's the thing, is that if you listen to this, if you listen to the 20 seconds following me telling you to do that action, and I say that's a joke, or if you have a brain and you watch this, This is obviously not an ISIS cell. Look around. I have a Yoda poster and an Eagles jersey on my wall. You think this is a Hamas cell in central PA? Do you think this is the bedroom of the Unabomber? I don't think so. You just can't have fun anymore. And now I really sound like a conservative influencer, which I'm not. But seriously, use words. Make jokes. Please. It's so bad. It's so disgusting. Some of the stuff, some of the trends on the internet right now, because it's literally like we're turning ourselves into AI. We are neutering ourselves. I am not going to neuter my own voice box if there's an appropriate word to describe a situation that might lose me $5 on my TikTok account. I'm gonna say the word because I'm not a robot. I'm not a robot. I can click that little box on websites when you have to sign in on a new device. I'm not a robot. I can find the bus in the 9 pictures. I can click the boats. I'm not a robot, so I'm not going to talk like one, and neither should you. Last little thing here on finance. If you're going to, I mentioned how if you're going to buy stock, at least manipulate the market. I also think you should do the same thing with sports betting. And I really can't believe this isn't more common. You could bet on a White Sox win, which is not probably going to happen because it's the White Sox. And then you could shoot down their opponent's plane while they're landing at O'Hare. That's always an option. And if you want to be a hustler, the door is always open. Joke, sarcasm, joke, fake bomb, fake shoot down, fake plane, PDF file, unalived, not real, fake body. Yeah. Create a spreadsheet of WNBA players' menstrual cycles and bet accordingly. There are many ways that you can get your skin in the game and really come out ahead. Come out in the black and not the red. And I just rhymed. That was awesome. Summer is the worst season, weather-wise. Summer is the worst season. I walk out my door every day to go to my car and get in. And the second I step outside, I'm soaking wet and I'm pissed off and I'm tired of it. It has been a hot summer. It's been in the 90s, basically all summer. Earlier today, it rained for like 20 minutes and I was so happy. I was outside and I heard a clap of thunder. I saw a dark cloud and my soul filled with rejoice. The rain lasted for 20 minutes and I went outside to go to my car again. And now the sun's back out. There's a dew in the air. It's like 90% humidity. It's 92 degrees, and it is disgusting, and I'm over it. I'm so done. If my fiscal power will someday support it, I will be moving either to New England or to Scandinavia, where the hottest day of the year might be like 80-something. And then in the winters, you have to wear 8 layers to get to your car without freezing, without your blood becoming an ice cube. That is what I want. I want nothing more for it to be overcast, October, 60 degrees, rainy, gloomy, and dark. Those are the days I'm happiest, and I cannot wait until it's here. I really want weather that supports hobbies such as reading, sitting inside, brooding, binge eating, listening to metal music, and fantasizing about living as a peasant in the Middle Ages. And the summer weather really makes it hard to sit around and do those things. Some of my favorite activities. I love to sit inside, look at a gray sky, and brood. Sit there and act like I'm Robert Pattinson living in Gotham for just maybe 10 minutes. But it's hard to do that when you look outside and it's all bright and cheerful. God, I hate it. You know, it's really hard to do that when you are sweating your ass off in your car during your 15-minute break at work, watching boomers walk into grocery stores in outfits that reveal too much. Look, I don't care how hot it gets. No open-toed shoes, please. Just stop. Stop. Stay covered up. Nobody wants to see what you're working with. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of people in this world who, what do you call the things that the Muslim women wear that like cover themselves completely? I don't know what those are called, but I wouldn't mind living in a culture where every single person dresses like that, to be honest. Like, I want to see your eyes to communicate, and I don't need to see much else of anybody, to be honest. But yeah, I can't wait for the season to change just so people will start sporting more or less revealing clothing again. If it were up to me, year-round, we'd have weather that supports jackets, long pants, and boots. That's the greatest stuff in the world, isn't it? I'm required to wear long pants for my current job at a grocery store, and I don't like to take my 15-minute breaks in the break room. I want to get away from the soulless corporate music for just 15, 20 minutes. I want to eat in a space that might be just as dirty as our break room, but at least it's my dirt. And, sometimes I'll put my seat back and sleep for 5 minutes. And it's one of the only peaceful parts of my day while at work. I'm not going to act like my work is really that hard, but, it's nice to have some alone time for 15 minutes. But it's ruined by heat, because the second my air conditioning gets cold, it's time to go back in. So I end up walking back into the store with, basically drenched in sweat, and it's gross. And I refuse to take my break in the store because I want to get a breath of fresh air and, listen to the Tim Dillon show for a few minutes, read my book for a few minutes. To put it into Andrew Tate terms, I want to escape the Matrix for 15 minutes, But it's really hard when the internal temperature of your car is 105 degrees. It sucks. I also just got some new clothes at Target. They are very appropriate for fall and winter. Got some new pants, some new shirts and stuff like that. And I've got to say, Target and Walmart clothing is, I'm not going to call it underrated because most people, the secret's out by now about those places. But man, I love those stores. They really... the prices aren't bad, and I do like to thrift stuff when I can because it's cheaper and, it's better to reuse things than get new, so to say. But you can't always get what you want at those places, and a lot of them are so picked over now because thrifting has become so popular in the last few years. But anyway, I will have to wait to sport my new clothes, most of them, until the hellfire of summer finally simmers down. And summer fashion is by far the worst. You basically have to wear shorts every day and a short sleeve t-shirt or you'll die of heat stroke. You'll be walking to the Whole Foods cart return and you'll die of a heat stroke, and people will come over with Narcan thinking you OD'd in the parking lot. That's how hot it's been this summer, and I can't wait for it to be over. I'm not sure if Narcan would save you from heat stroke. I mean, it'd be worth a shot. But, they would put your death in the obituary as a fentanyl overdose. Nah, dude, I just didn't drink enough water today. Who knew that drinking 3 Monster Energies would not hydrate me? It was either heat stroke or kidney failure, either one of those from drinking 3 Monsters. But, it wasn't an OD. But yeah, there's only so many looks you can really pull off wearing shorts. I'm not going to act like a fashion person because I'm really not. My wardrobe is extremely basic. I have 3 shirts. I have 3 shirts I wear. I'm not going to act like a fashion person. But, when the weather gets colder, the little bit of fashion taste I have can at least be shown off a little bit better than wearing a pair of athletic shorts I got at TJ Maxx on the discount rack and, a Ron John Surf Shop shirt. It could just be my level of effort. I really don't put that much effort into what I wear all that much, but still, it's just, you have a lot more options at your disposal when it's cold out. Yeah. I kind of can't stand the people that are really into fashion, too. Most of the time, they're just into whatever's trending, you know? Oh, you're wearing baggy pants and a pair of Dunks? Oh, that's a look right there. That is a look right there. I also really don't like the baggy trend. I think I recently got a new pair of Doc Martens, I mentioned last week, the boots. And I was looking up some TikTok stuff to see what people wear with them. I already knew what I was going to wear with them, just my, 3 shirts and 1 pair of shorts that I have and then now I'm wearing boots instead of Converse. That's what I was going to do. But I was just curious. I was like, what do people wear with these? And everyone's wearing these jeans that are like 8 sizes too big. And I don't know how that became a trend. I think it looks terrible. That's just my take. If you're into it, go for it. But I think they look really dumb. I'm also not, I'm not advocating that we go back to the 2016 ripped skinny jeans that like will squeeze your leg until you have to amputate it. I'm not saying that either, but and some of the baggy stuff looks good, but then some of it is baggy. Like I'm talking, some of these people are wearing pants that like, they go completely under their shoe. They're walking on their pants. And then like they would have to go through a doorway and like twist the other way to walk through a doorway because their pants are so like massive. That I'm not really on board with. But I can't wait for Halloween. I do probably plan on doing another Halloween special episode this year. I know that's basically still 3 months away. But Halloween is really one of my favorite times of the year. It starts to get dark sooner. You can watch a lot of scary movies. I plan on reading H.P. Lovecraft, one of the fathers of modern horror, this fall. I've started to kind of plan what I read around the seasons. I'm going to read scary stuff during scary time. And then over the winter, I think I'm going to finally get around to reading The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, because I really do feel like, winter is the perfect time to read fantasy. That's just me. I read most of A Song of Ice and Fire, aka Game of Thrones, a couple winters ago, and it was really cool. Walking around my college campus while it's snowing after reading a chapter that takes place in Winterfell was a religious experience. Word on the street at that moment in time is that I was truly a Stark of Winterfell, or that I was taking the black to go guard the realm on the wall, So, yeah, right now I'm reading Moby Dick. I feel like that's kind of an appropriate book for summer. They're out on the ocean, they're hunting whales. It feels like a very summery story. Even though this is not my favorite season, I'm still trying my best to adapt to it and try to stay positive. But it's really hard when you walk out and you're just instantly sticky. I thought I lived in Pennsylvania, not Florida, but I guess I was wrong. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching. Go buy stocks. Go bet on the White Sox to lose. And we will see you next week. Goodbye.
We will leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Write that down. Write that down.